Yeah, hello there. My name is Vitaly from Austria. Uh, as we wrote to each other in email, yeah, I try to replicate it now on a laptop. It's not a powerful laptop, but anyway, as I said, I tried this experiment on three different machines with different hardware, all Windows based machines. So let's get to the point. We got two tracks. One is loaded with Addictive Drums from Excellent Audio, another one with the Shape, the native plugin, and two identical, the same MIDI tracks. Yeah, just copied one to another one. So they're absolutely the same. MIDI tracks quantized already, sloppy played, but then quantized. And let's just listen to first track. I mute the second one with Shape, and let's listen to Addictive Drums first playing in a loop. Let's listen to the timing. The same track with Shape. Now to compare, another time with Addictive Drums. Yeah, so I can hear it immediately, the sloppy playback on Addictive Drums. So now I'm going to do following. On Addictive Drum track, I'm going to go in bounce range so we can look at those transients. So let's look at the transients. According to the grid, that's our grid. Look at the transients. That one is fine. Is kind of okay. This one too. This one is off. Ever so slightly. This one is way off. You can see. Yeah, the waveform. This one is off. This one is off. This one is way off. And interestingly, they're randomly, they're not the same off distance from the grid. So every every hit is slightly differently off. Yeah. So it's random. It's not the same distance. This one is way off. Yeah, you can tell. Now let me disable the snap so we can see. Yeah, that much off. However, okay, so our transients are off the grid randomly, and it's audible. It's audible. I play the bounce track. You hear tone, tone, ta ta tone. Those hi-hats way too fast. Yeah, this ever so slightly randomly off the grid. Okay, now I do the same. I do the same with the shape track. I mute those two up there. Go down. I do bounce the range. Now let's look at those transients from the shape. They are perfect. Look at that. Here's the grid. Here where the wave file begins, where the hit begins. Let's move on. Absolutely spot on. Spot on. Spot on. Each and every hit is right on the grid. Right on the grid. That's how it works in Studio One and other DAWs. It's right on the grid. Let's just listen to it. And you can hear it's totally spot on the grid. Perfect. Every hit is the same, and you can hear it, And comparing to this up here, to Addicted Drums. By the way, it's not just Addicted Drums. I tried with EasyDrummer, with Labs, with different drum machine software. It's all the same. So it's obviously internal problem, And as I said, this is not the most powerful laptop. It runs Core i5. Still 7th generation, but I tried it on more modern machines I have in my studio, and it's absolutely the same results. So it's just not dependent, I suppose, on that. And I tried with a PreSonus Studio interfaces, with RME Babyface interface, with Volt interface, Volt one I have. It's the same results, right? So I guess the problem lies somewhere else. And my guess is just VST3 implementation that has some kind of bug in it. Anyway, so that's that. But interestingly enough, if we look at the MIDI files, right, on the Addicted Drums, they are perfectly quantized, perfectly, you can see. They are quantized. It's perfect. I used just standard quantized menu, and it's 8 quantized, everything 100%, everything is just perfect. The one more thing I could try doing is just now I'm going to quantize the Addicted Drums bounced WAV file. I bounced the quantized MIDI file into WAV file. Now I'm going to quantize that audio file, and you can hear the difference. Now, one more time, I'll play it back. The bounced file, not the MIDI file, the bounced WAV file of Addicted Drums. Sloppy. Now I go and quantize it. Again with 8. You could tell the waveforms, other transients moved slightly. They are moved. Before we look at them closer, let's just play it back. Perfect. Now it plays perfect. Now let's look at the wave files, at the transients. They are pretty much on the grid, right? On the grid, all of them. On the grid. On the grid now. And now look, as we look at the transient, now I quantized the wave file. Now I'm going to undo that function, and you're going to watch the transient, what it does. I'm going to undo quantize. Whoops. It moved it right back. Do you see that? Although this is already, according to quantized MIDI file, this would be like that, the way it bounced it, and the way it plays back early and randomly early. It's not every transient early at that much. They randomly, yeah. Now redo quantized. It moved it right back in the grid. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, and it's you can actually hear it. Yeah, the difference. Now it's spot on. As you play it, you can hear the difference. Yeah, one more time. Quantized. This is audio track, the bounced and quantized. Spot on. Now we're going to undo quantized of the bounced file. Way off. Yeah. So it's a problem. It's a problem, baby. It's really, it's not supposed to be like that. Yeah. Oh, there's no special settings you can do for it. By the way, I want to mention I run at 1024 buffer purposely. As I go down with the buffer, 512 and so on, down to 32, the problem is there, but it diminishes. Yeah, it becomes less obvious, but it's still there. And those transients are moved also, but not that much, not that much. And as I increase the buffer, 1024, it's kind of amplifies the whole problem and it becomes more obvious. But even if I reduce the buffer size of the sound card to 32, yeah, or to 256 or 128, whatever, the problem is still there, but it's less obvious, but it's still there. So it doesn't resolve anything, yeah? It just becomes more prominent, more obvious with a bigger buffer size. That's why I left it at 1024. All right, hope you guys fix it. Thanks for otherwise amazing software and everything. It's just, there are a lot of good things about it and I really enjoy it, but this is kind of deal breaker. This function has to work. It's a basic, it's a core of every audio station to be able to mathematically quantize it straight on the grid, and it's just it just has to be done. Otherwise we cannot move forward if this function doesn't work. So I hope it's gonna work out. Thanks, and sorry again for the quality of the video. I just don't have the equipment to do this properly. Thanks for your time and hope to hear from you soon. Bye bye.